Maple Namu. Hello and welcome back, or for the first time, to the Maple Namu Podcast. My name is Chris, and today I'm going to be telling you why my village and house are trash. You may have heard my trash bag story. It was episode 2. If you haven't, go back and listen to it. It's a pretty good one. And related to that, trash is weirdly a large part of my life. Here in our village, Monday is trash day. So Sunday night and Monday morning are spent getting all the garbage and recycling ready to take down on my way to work. Because they only come one day a week and there's no sense in having it sit out there. So I spend probably an hour or two each week on average just separating all the recycling, getting everything cleaned up in the house. We'll vacuum, we'll empty all the house trash, and it's a process, but I guess that's part of getting old. The previous owners just did what a lot of people do in the older generation. I mean, my grandpa was the same. If he had some trash and stuff, he would just bury it. So they bury or burn. We even have evidence of this because our gardens are full of trash, and there's an old fire pit extending over the river that's just coated in melted plastic, which is just gross. We don't do this because obviously it's terrible for the planet and the air and everything. But we're still cleaning up their mess. And we did make a mess of our own because when it came time to fix the house when we were moving in, there was just so much to do. We didn't know where to start. So we just started pulling things out of the house, taking things out, and just leaving them in a pile. It's not the best way of doing it, but to take the time to separate everything and cut it all up so it would fit in the bags is just not something we could think of because of all of the other things that we had to do. So there were piles, and we did pay someone to come twice to pick up a lot of the trash, but there was still leftover bits because we weren't going to pay him for another truck when it was just a little pile. But just recently, last weekend, I was able to finish cleaning the major pile that we started. So I finally got to clean up the mess that we made. And it just feels so much better. It feels more open. I feel like we overcame a big hurdle, and I feel really good about it. And I've kind of carried that momentum into other things this week. There's still a lot of trash in our place. We're probably going to have to dig up every garden. We're going to have to dig up the field, and just every time we do something, just go around and pick up more trash. Down here in Jinju and in a lot of parts of Korea, there are these special trash bags called made, another trash bag. And they're worth they cost about $2, and it's 50 liters of space. And in the past 2 or 3 weeks, I've done about 15 or 16 of them, just getting rid of things. So it's been a lot, and I keep buying the bags because there's just so much more to go. But it definitely feels so much better, and I'm just happy to come home and look at that open area, and I really enjoy it. I'm not looking forward to digging up all the gardens and pulling the trash out of there, but I think it'll be worth it in the long run because the longer it sits, the more it will degrade and the more difficult it will be to clean it up later. And I gather that all over the place, people have these trash problems. Our village is also full of trash. Old ladies have it piled up in their farms and in their houses, and the village trash. I said trash day is Monday. there's one place where the city will come and take things, and we have to put everything there on Monday because that's the only day that they come. And if you do everything properly in the right bags and separate plastic and recycling and styrofoam, but they didn't take that. I don't know. And separate everything and use the proper trash bags, they come and take it. But so many of the people in the area do not use the bags. They don't take the time to do it properly. So it just piles up. And at one point, somebody accused our village mayor would use some of the village money to pay a company to come and pick up the trash because our village is full of trash. And he didn't like looking at it. Who would? So he would pay a company or somebody he knew to come and pick up the trash. And then someone else in the village accused him of embezzling funds to pay for this. They thought the village money should go to something else. And they accused him. So he stopped doing it. And this trash pile just got bigger and bigger and bigger because the city's not going to take it. It's not their job. Everything should be separated, and then the city will come and deal with it. But it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then around Chuseok, the biggest holiday here, or one of the biggest holidays here, the village head was just like, this is gross. We need to clean this. So we spent a couple hours, well, most of the village, there were probably about 20 people there, picking up trash and putting it in the proper bags. And it was just as bad a week later, but he felt a little bit better. They're planning on getting CCTV. Apparently he applied for it, but who knows if it'll actually happen. Because what's going to happen is everybody will just start burning their trash instead. Even when we were there cleaning up with everybody in the village there was still some old ladies that burning things that didn't quite fit in a bag or didn't fit somewhere. And it's like, I guess it's just the mindset of these people. Goodbye clean air, hello lung cancer, but there's not a trash pile anymore. It's probably still better than being in the city though. We went in the other day and we just had our windows down and it was like, ew, the city's really smelly. I mean, it could be because we were on a road, but even then, the difference was pretty astounding. There's one last person I want to talk about, and this is the man that we have started calling the Suregi Dokebi, and in English that translates to trash goblin. And it seems like this is the guy that accused our village head of embezzling money. And he started sort of watching the trash pile. And anytime anybody came, he would talk to them about it. Or he'd ask a bunch of questions like, who are you? Why are you putting trash here? I don't know who you are. And he did it to us. And my wife is just like, who are you? We live in this village. What are you talking about, you crazy old man? And because in this village you have to yell at everybody before they leave you alone, we made fun of him. I know that's not the nicest thing to do, but if you have an old man yelling at you about trash when you're just trying to go to work, I think he deserves to be made fun of a little bit. And we started calling him the trash goblin because he just came out of nowhere. Maybe even a mountain, and just started yelling at us about trash. It's kind of a goblin thing to do, isn't it? Maybe he just needs some other hobbies, something to do rather than yelling at the village head and people when they bring trash to the village trash pile. Maybe he could start by cleaning things up if trash is so important to him. But anyway, that's it for this episode. Hopefully you've been well. I've been okay, working on some other stuff, surviving work, dealing with some other problems, but generally doing okay. And I hope that you are too. If you enjoyed listening, let me know. If you didn't, also, you can let me know, and have a great day.